method is developed by Tracy Terrell. This method believes that language learning is a reproduction of the way humans naturally acquire their native language. This method rejects early methods, and psycholinguistic principles in language learning according to this method are as following. Language mastery relies on learning language skills in natural context and less on conscious learning of grammatical rules. Also, comprehension is primary than production. The consistency of this method is shown by natural technique developed by teachers. Teachers stimulate the learners to competence activities such as problem-solving, games, and humanistic affective. Problem-solving is designed to train learners to find out a right situational answer or solution. Games are considered as interlude activity, but it is designed to improve students' language competence. Humanistic affective is designed to implicate opinions, feelings, ideas, and reaction to language learning activity. In the communicative language teaching method, the teacher's role is the teacher is both a facilitator, a guide, and a helper, as well as being a coordinator, an idea person, and a co-communicator. Communicative language teaching is a powerful teaching approach to encourage the development of the four macro skills in the language learning. And these are speaking, listening, reading, and writing.
The audiolingual method. The audiolingual method is a method of foreign language teaching which emphasizes the teaching of listening and speaking before reading and writing. It uses dialogues as the main form of language presentation and drills as the main training techniques. Mother tongue is discouraged in the classroom. The techniques in this method are the next. Repetition drill. This drill is often used to teach the lines of the dialogue. Students are asked to repeat the teacher's model as accurately and as quickly as possible. Substitution drill. The students repeat the line from the dialogue which the teacher has given them, substituting the cue into the line in its proper place. Question and answer drill. The drill gives the students practice with answering questions. The students should answer the teacher's questions very quickly. It is also possible for the teacher to cue the students to ask questions as well. Chain drill. A chain drill gets its name from the chain of conversation that forms around the classrooms and the students, one by one, and answer questions of each other. The teacher begins the chain by greeting a particular student or asking him a question that the student responds and then turns to the student sitting next to him. Total physical response method. The total physical response focuses on how children learn their native language. This method combines verbal and motor skills and how the students physically respond to the teacher's verbal communication. The principles according to this method are the following. Comprehension is primary rather than speech production. Students are directed to achieve comprehension skills before attempting and speak right. In relation to the kinesthetic theory, it is believed that there is a positive correlation between physical movements and students' linguistic performance. Spacious classroom is required to apply this method. Grammatical rules are presented in imperative sentences because basically all the materials are presented in imperative sentences. In this method, the dictionary is not needed because the meaning of the words will be expressed through physical activities.
Now let me tell you about the PPP teaching approach. In other words, the presentation, practice, and production. Well, the didactic goals of this model, number one, is to teach structures, which can be grammar or vocabulary in a foreign language. Number two relies on the progression from presentation through controlled practice to free production. In the practice phase, emphasis is on accuracy, which is the ability to produce a correct form, and in the production phase is supposed to develop fluency, the ability to speak naturally. As it was mentioned before, the PPP model is divided in three phases. Phase number one is presentation phase, which is controlled by the teacher. He uses a text, an audio tape, or a visual aid to demonstrate a situation, so presentation of an aspect of language in a context that the students are familiar with. Then is second phase, which is practice phase. In this one, the teacher directs the activities, provides positive feedback, correct mistakes, and models the correct forms. And finally, we have phase number three, which is production phase, in which the teacher doesn't intervene or correct students because the students are supposed to already master the language learned in class without producing any mistakes. Types of activities in this phase are dialogues, oral presentations, production of sentences, paragraph, or longer texts. The students should not make mistakes, but now, if they do, they are pointed out after the exercise has finished. Suggestopedia is a method of teaching a foreign language in which students learn quickly by being made to feel relaxed, interested, and positive. The method is developed because of the argument that students naturally face psychological barriers to learning. Suggestopedia aims to deliver advanced conversational proficiency quickly. Also, students must master lists of vocabulary pairs with memorization and suggests students to set goals for themselves.